Hi, and welcome to Death in Cambodia, Life in America, a podcast where I interview my father, Robert Chow, one of the first survivors of the 1970s Cambodian genocide. He survived the killing fields, navigated through the jungles of Thailand, and escaped to America to build an empire in the donut industry. After about 40 years, I think it's about time he got a chance to share his story. I'm Dorothy, his daughter, and your host for today's episode. Let's dive in. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Death in Cambodia, Life in America. Last episode, we saw that Robert went to visit Mom's uncle in a nearby camp, which happened to be very much chance, and he invited him over to give him some sugar and some medication at a very, very big risk, where Robert was able to go and actually get that sugar and that medication, which Robert says was probably one of the best days of his life in the 3-year period of the Khmer Rouge. So he had that sugar, ate about half a can of the palm sugar, and was on his way back to the camp. Ba, welcome back.
Hello, everybody. Just correct, you just mentioned it's not mom's uncle, it's your uncle.
My uncle. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly. My
Yeah,
uncle.
yeah. Yeah.
We've got a lot of moms and got a lot of uncles
okay.
going on. So
Okay, so I walked back and then he fed me pretty good. Fed me, sugar, meat, because he was raising pig and they have all kinds of food. So I ate. Oh my God, that's the best day of my life that I never have that kind of food for almost three and a half years. So I got full energy and walking back. I was a little bit worried because I think it was kind of late. And when it's getting dark, you're not supposed to walk on the street, on the road or on the street anywhere, because you're supposed to stay in a camp. So,
and this journey to find him was like an hour and a half from what I remember on the last episode.
An hour and a half. It's going to be 2 hours and a half because, when I left, when everybody get off from work, that is already pretty close to his place already. That's only 1.5 hours.
Right.
But now from his place to the camp, that's 2.5 hours. But I made it pretty quick because now when you walk back to the camp, you just try to speed it up, you just like walk, run, but you don't want somebody or the soldier see you running and see what's going on with this guy here, maybe try to escape or anything. So then you in big trouble. So you just, well, anything is risk. I think this, especially at night, if you walk alone by yourself. So finally, I got to the camp. So everybody finished dinner, so which is fine. I was full. I don't need any more food, and had a lot of sugar on the way back. So
how did you hide all that stuff? That he gave
it's
you?
Not much.
You can put it under your clothes. Yeah,
cans of palm sugar. You can, it's not much at all. It's about maybe 2 pounds. Yeah, and medicine and antibiotic. That's very, you can put in the pocket. So I was feeling great. And sleep good. And at night, I think, we continue hear that bomb. still pretty far away, but you still can hear it because it's so quiet at night. And you can hear it, and constant. I mean, used to very, very quiet. Lately, it just, it's just you can hear, it's far away. How far? I I have no idea, but I know it's in Cambodian. It's in the country,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody hear that too. And
Now, these bombs, you know that it's another country bombing Cambodia.
we're not sure, but we
But
know it's something's going on in the country.
I see,
in
because you didn't
Cambodia.
hear that many bombs before.
No,
Right.
no.
And then all of a sudden, slowly, you start hearing more and more bombs.
More and more. Yes, this is after almost 4 years, 3.5 to 4 years.
Right.
So we see the soldier kind of like not happy, kind of like look panic, but we're not sure what's going on in their mind. But we guess something is going on in the country. So everybody seemed very happy to hear that, to hear the bomb. And myself, I'm very exciting in my mind. I said, wow, we have more hope. It's, it doesn't matter what a bombing from United States, a bombing from somewhere, from other country, invasion Cambodia. This is what we hope for to change, because it's nothing is worth than what we are right now. I mean, the way we live, the way they tortured. I mean, us, it's hell. So everybody, kind of exciting. Some people cannot hold because the expression to their face, then the soldier got pull out and kill them. They if you're talking about something that's going on, or if they hear one word from you, and then they kill you. In the past 3-4 months after that bombing continue here every day, every night, the soldiers start killing more people. A lot of people got die in the camp. Yeah.
Right. And so, I mean, that just goes to show that they're not, the bombings are not really a good thing for them. Like when they kill, so when somebody is happy about that, they're not happy. That means something about the bombings is not really in their favor. It's not what they want.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Right.
And then later on, and then we heard, this is just from that Vietnamese invasion Cambodian. But we don't know. We have no idea. But
what's
just,
the truth or not? That was just a rumor.
Guessing, because and now they start killing more people. I think they start and kill. I mean, they probably panic or whatever. But I think the 3 to 4 months before the Vietnamese really invasion Cambodia, I think they just really, really kill a lot of people.
At that point, I mean, killing like just whoever at that point?
They probably think, they don't know. They thought maybe it's spy in a camp or whatever. They're scared. They have no idea too. I think all these soldiers.
How did you escape? How did you escape that period?
Well, you just keep not saying, quiet, just do normal thing, but you're happy inside, but don't show the, on your face.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
that must have been hard.
No, Uh, well, you have no energy. You just look like skin and bone. Even your smile, maybe they look at you as a sad person because you're
You don't
yeah,
have enough energy to
and it's
smile.
so smart. So yeah, and after 6 months, I think and then the soldier kind of like disappear. We used to see a lot of like they walk at night
Mhm.
and guard everyone, every village. Now we didn't see much the soldier, the one that walk at night. It just probably 50% disappear. 50%. I guess they pull all these soldiers back to the front line. So they only have a few, to guard us. I think it's still probably around 6 or 7 in each camp. But the extra one, the one that, patrol
Like the
at
high
night,
generals and
yeah,
the
it
high
was
end, the high people.
high, and disappear.
And it happened over time. It wasn't just overnight, I'm sure. It just kind of slowly,
Yeah,
one by one,
yeah.
they slowly pulling them to do whatever. What do you think they were doing? Probably to fight.
To fight, I
Mm-hmm.
believe they pull all these soldiers, to the front line.
Mm-hmm.
I think the war starting like close to Phnom Penh.
Historical content. Ooh, historical content. Okay, so what is happening right now? Here we are in the late 1970s. Vietnam just basically ended the Vietnam War. Okay, and for those who don't know what the Vietnam War is, which I would be a little worried if you don't. But the Vietnam War was basically a fight between North and South Vietnam. North being communist, South being democratic. And this lasted up until about 1975. Okay. So, just to give you guys a little context and a little background, if you look at Cambodia on the map, all the bordering lines of Cambodia that borders Vietnam would be considered at the time South Vietnam. So that means from 1975 to 1979 during the Khmer Rouge, Cambodians was a communist country and it was surrounding Vietnam, who was a democratic country. Well, democratic portion group of people at the time. The borders were a really, really tense place. Okay. The Cambodians and the Vietnamese at the borders really, really didn't like each other for two reasons. One, during the Vietnam War, the Khmer Rouge were known to shuffle weapons from the communist country of North Vietnam down through Cambodia and into South Vietnam. So they didn't like that because at the time, even though they were neighbors, they were kind of like enemies. And then secondly, at the same time, the Khmer Rouge openly talked about wanting to take back the historical Cambodian land, which AKA is modern Vietnam. So, I mean, there were massacres at the borders. There was a lot of tension, a lot of bombings. They didn't like each other. All right. They didn't want to be next to each other. There was a big massacre, which was the final straw for the Vietnamese people, that is called Ba Chuk Massacre, which happened in April 1978. And that was when the Khmer Rouge crossed the border and killed over 3,000 Vietnamese civilians. Only 2 survived. And when we talk about civilians, we're talking about just regular people, moms, kids. This really shook the Vietnamese people. This was the final straw. This was like, all right, you guys, we need to fight back at this point. This is not cool. We're going to actually have to do something about this. So the Vietnamese was like, you know what? We're going to take a chance. We're sick of this. And in December 25th, Christmas Day, 1978, Vietnam invaded Cambodia. And in 13 days, just 13 days, they took over Phnom Penh, the capital of Cambodia.
But it's a different feeling, that 4 months, you kind of have more energy to work because of the feeling. I have more hope, Yeah. And then I was planning a little. I said, what happened if something's happen, and then if they're gonna take us, all these people, with them. And then I was thinking, I said, no, I think I'm gonna escape. I'm gonna run away from them. I'm not gonna go with them.
Because if you do, then for sure, with the bombings and everything, you will die.
We'll die. They're gonna go ahead and force you, to stand in the front line, maybe with no gun.
Right.
They just go ahead and use you as
a body.
Yep. So because they're not gonna trust you, because they know that they was treating you like a prisoner, for all of these years.
Right.
So they're not gonna trust you. These people, if you handle the gun to us, I think, we probably not gonna shoot the enemy. I think we're gonna shoot them.
Yeah. At this point, too, I'm sure once you start seeing the soldiers kind of dwindling down, a lot of people started kind of getting the same idea.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I can see on everyone's face the expression, Yeah.
Maybe it's time to escape.
Maybe it's time to escape. That's what everybody planning, I think, so I believe they're just waiting. It's just waiting for that moment. If somebody just come in with the gun or with the weapon, we all gonna join.
Run.
We gonna all to join them and fight. Yeah. Oh yeah. Every single one wait for that moment.
The camp that you're at right now, how far are you from everywhere? Where are you on the map? This camp right now.
This camp right now, I believe it's about, I said about maybe 50, 60 miles from Thailand. I said 100 miles from Thai's border. So it's quite a way.
Right.
I mean, and by car, it's not far, but just walk.
By
foot, it's going to be, you take weeks. Yeah. Because from Phnom Penh to that camp, that's probably over 100 miles. This camp was out of nowhere. That's what they want to get rid of you, to label you to death. So then 1970, the end of 1978, everybody know for sure the wars come, in Cambodia again. We don't know who against who, but at that time, they go ahead and combine camp to camp. So it's easy to control because the soldier is getting less. So I think, my camp combined with another called Section 5, Section 3, they outnumber. So combine it together, so they use the same maybe amount of soldier to guard you instead of like say one camp have 12 to 15 soldier. So now they combine it to the two camp, so they still maybe use about 6 soldier or 7 soldier to guard you. So now we got more people, to join in, and then 3 or 4 camp. But they start killing too. They start killing like crazy because we was now to this point here. I was planning. I said, if I still stay in the camp, I might get killed too, because they might be planning to kill all of us.
Yep.
Before they leaving the camp, or something.
Right.
Or they gonna take us with them to put in the front line.
Right.
We didn't know what happened. Once One hand is happy, exciting, hope. The other hand, man, my life probably this is the end of my life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every decision that you make, it's life and death in Cambodia. Doesn't matter. I mean, just life and death.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes depend on luck too.
Mm-hmm.
One time, I think this is the world's getting close, and then I think they know, and then they had a meeting at night. They pull everybody in.
Mm.
They pull everybody in. They explained to us. They said, "Oh, they lied to us." They said we still very strong, very we gonna defeat any enemy that come to Cambodia. We gonna be win. We gonna be and all of that. So it sounds like now we know when they say something like that, it's just telling us that, hey, this is real. This
Mm-hmm.
is real. That something's going on. But they didn't tell us who's bombing Cambodian. They didn't tell us.